Hello, everyone. I'm DearMYRTLE, your friend in genealogy. But you know, this channel's all about creating journals to share a family story, one anecdote at a time. I'm really jazzed because Roxy came up with a really cool, easy to make mini album. And I'm going to do this for Diane today. Now, Diane is a gal that I play game night with on Friday nights quite frequently. I think I'll have this be the cover and maybe some of these pages for the inside. Let's move this out of the way. I also am going to choose to make this out of thin paper as opposed to cardstock. And I want to make it about, I don't know, we'll just make it about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll make it about 4 inches across and tear it. And Roxy Creations is one of the YouTube channels I watch all the time. So what she was suggesting that you do is, since this is just about, like paper that's a little bit stronger than your computer paper, she suggested folding things up. There we go. To strengthen the edges. So Diane, I know you can do this. Now the reason I'm doing this for Diane is after the game show last night, she told me that she was getting pretty excited. She's not a genealogist, but she'd been to her mom's and she knew that her mother's home had a collection of funeral cards. And she recognized who some of them were for. Now, I am going to not make this quite this wide. I'm going to narrow it down, make it smaller. And I'm just eyeballing all this stuff. I'm going to make one little fold there, and then I'm going to fold it over just a little bit more to add some width, or like a little spine. So it's less than 1/4 of an inch, Diane. All right. So now, if that's going to be the spine going straight up here, that's where I want to fold this side. I have a little bit extra to take off. It's just a tiny little journal for one story. So as Diane was, let's cut this, as Diane was talking to us all in the after party, in the, it's the Friday night game night airs live on Friday nights on YouTube. And then afterwards, Michael Daniels invites us in so that we can do, we can just hang out and talk with each other. Okay, so I'm going to cut, but not right to that corner where these meet, so that it'll be a nice, not bulky little spot. Let's see how this is going to go. Yeah, it's going to go pretty well. Pretty well. Doesn't have to be perfect, Diane. Believe me, if perfection was the name of the game, I could not do these little journals. I just don't want to have big clunky corners. So that's what I'm doing by taking these out, this little excess bulk. And as I say, I'm not hitting that exact corner. I'm just out from it a little bit. Okay. I don't know how long this is going to take, but we're going to do it. All right. Now we're going to, I'm going to use some Elmer's glue, a glue stick. And I'm also using an old book that I got from Goodwill so that I can use it to glue and not get it on my work surface here. Okay, so I'm putting glue on the corner on these sides. Let's just do those first. And here we go. Fold it in. And when they were doing this on the Roxy channel, when she was demonstrating this, it was clear back in November, and I just now spotted it this morning, but it must be because I got to do this for you, Diane. She said she was using it to help get rid of all her scrap fabrics or papers, things that she wasn't normally using. And it's just such a quick, fun way to make a little tiny journal to tell one ancestral story. Now, Diane had watched some of the videos on this channel about making mini journals and sharing one anecdote at a time. And what she was saying is she recognized, got a little glue on this side. Let's get rid of that little excess glue. Okay. And she knew most of the people whose funeral cards were in her mother's collection. You know, you go to the funeral and it tells when the person was born and when they died and things like that. Of course, Cousin Russ and I are pretty excited to see there might be someone interested. Oh, golly, we now have a cover. But we need to do some pages on the inside. And the way she did pages was really fun. So first of all, I want to have a little border. I don't want the pages to go right to the edge. I'm going to do it this way. No, I want to do it this way. So what I'm going to do is mark it. And of course, because we completely redid my desk, I can't find anything. I had my 11-year-old webcam decide to die in the middle of all this. I've been chomping at the bit here. Okay. So we're going to make a series of long strips that are exactly like 3 1/4 inch. Okay, we'll do it. This is journaling paper. This is coffee dyed paper, but I have to tell you, Diane, I don't drink coffee, so in order to make this, I had to actually go buy some instant coffee. And basically, you make a brew that's very, very thick. 1, 2, 3 1/4. So this is it. We can do it. All right. It's okay that it's a rough edge because we want this to look like a homemade journal for intrigue and interest and other cool things like that. All right. Now we're going to go with this one. Okay. 1, 2, 3 1/4 going this way. Okay. Let me get this right. Okay, that's going to be interesting. Boy, that's a really rough edge. It's okay. I may turn this over the other way. Let's try another sheet of this. Maybe that's got too much of a design on it. I don't know. It's whatever you want to do, actually. There are no rules. Oh yeah, this is the side I'm going to do it on. That's rough, but not too rough. So I think I like that better. And we'll do one more. These are just mix and match things. And as I say, this is just ordinary 12 by 12 paper for scrapbooking. About the thickness of really good printer paper. 1, 2, 3 1/4. I'm sorry, I have to count it out just to be sure. Okay, and the next thing she did just doesn't make sense, but trust me, and I hope I can trust myself. All right, we've got our cover still. It's waiting for us. What we're going to do is take and join these and make one big long strip. All right, here, I don't want to get glue on my surface here, so we'll use my glue book. All righty, I'll try to get that on there somewhat straight. I'm off slightly, maybe 1/8 of an inch or 1/16 of an inch, but I'm not worrying about it. All right. I'm going to do one more. I like that these are irregular because I want it to look handmade. I don't want it to look like a glossy magazine, you know, Madison Avenue thing. I want it to look cute and antique-y and stuff like that. Now, okay. Alrighty. So we have this long strip. And what she had us do, I mean, it's just so simple. I couldn't believe it. Was, okay, we're figuring out, remember here we've got, let me pull it up closer, we have a little spine. So I want to start with the line on this side, the fold line that's this way. Put it right next to it, and then not quite as far. As the outside. See, so I want some of my book to show, some of the cover to show. And as a matter of fact, this is very close on the top. All right, so then we just go back and forth without letting this grow larger and fold our paper back and forth. Slightly crooked, but we can straighten it. Here we go. Not, oops, I made it a little bit bigger. Okay, now we're going to do it this way. Back and forth. So I always list Roxy Creations, Tracy Fox, Gayle Agostinelli, I can never say her last name, and Wendy as my inspiration. Folks, I do look at the Bohemian Lady, and when it's something specific that she's doing, I'll mention it. But those are my main folks that I watch to learn different techniques for crafting mini journals. She calls this, over on Roxy Creations. Rachel on Roxy Creations. She calls this a mini notebook. Okay. But I'm calling it a mini journal. Okay. So then what we have to do is we need to put some of these pages together so they'll end up being pages in a book. All right. So part of doing that, we'll get this last one folded just so. I mean, it's really not taken very long at all. Rachel, I totally appreciate all that you're teaching us. Okay, so these two get folded together. Well, let's see how we're going to put this in here, because it depends on how long everything is. If we put this here, so these two need to go together. So we will do it. Ah! And what this does is we're going to end up with double thick paper, which makes sense because the single typewriting paper, printer paper, is really not strong enough. Okay. Now, yes, you do the next right here. Gooky little glue stick today. All right. There we go, right there. All right. Now we have to put glue on this one. Trust me, it's going to be cool. I couldn't believe it when she did it. In fact, I tend to watch YouTube videos like last thing at night or first thing in the morning before I get my brain totally in gear. And I got so jazzed by this whole process, I thought, I have to get up. This is perfect for Diane. This makes it easy to make an intriguing mini journal. Let me get a little bit that cookie glue. Okay, but these are, as I say, a lot firmer pages. Oh, great, I'm getting all stuck in the glue like I always do. I actually have to close the door so that our little girl kitty Bella doesn't come in. So Rachel over there at Roxy Creations, thank you so much. I tend to call you Roxy. I know she always starts with Rachel here, and you'll love her accent. And as I say, in the comments or in the description below, you'll find the link to the inspiration. In fact, I could go get the actual video and link to it, but anything she does is pretty darn cool. Okay. Alrighty. So what we end up with is a booklet, an actual little mini journal. Now, I'm going to cheat and use my scissors and straighten these up a little bit. I'm not as good at paper crafting as Rachel is yet. There we go. Remember, my pages were a little wide to begin with. That side's really good. This side was not so good. But it's not the end of the world. All right, so now I can decide which I want to put in the front. Get rid of this paper. So if we open our journal this way, I have a choice of putting this, or if we flip it, I think I'll put this. All right, so I'm going to put a little glue here on this baby, protect the other page. Now I could be using my favorite glue. I'm just trying to do it like Rachel was doing. My favorite is art glitter glue. There we go. Now let's get this right there. All right. And part of why I did this was that with art glitter glue, you don't get to pick up your pages. Okay, this is not straight, this last one. So I'm going to cut that. I am getting used to my new glasses, but it's still not a perfect world yet. I'm being too nervous and too much of a perfectionist, and I shouldn't do that. Okay, so it wants more glue. We can do that. Yeah, art glitter glue on a new project, something I've never done before, that's not the time for me to use my, you got one chance to place it, art glitter glue. Now we can cover this up, don't worry. But see, it's going to look pretty when we open up and see these various pages. Okay, and the next page is right here. Dang, that glue, it's just gooky. Let me actually get a baby wipe and really clean that up. Because we don't want those pages to stick together. A little bit here. I don't mind, Diane, showing you that I have challenges sometimes. Now, that's great for doing journaling. And these are great backgrounds if what you wanted to do is put a little picture of that ancestor, or you want to mount part of the funeral card or part of the scanned image of a funeral card. And the funeral card may help you decide what size to make your cover. All right, and then we've got to glue this part down, which we can do. So Rachel, thank you for teaching me this morning. I can't believe I missed one of your videos, but it's right around, Thanksgiving, the 27th, Thanksgiving here in the United States. So that could be why. All right, let's get this baby going. All right. So is it perfect? No. See, Diane, it's okay. You wouldn't really honestly notice that. But there's a little mini journal. What do we do for covering up this little spot? Well, let's get some of our companion print paper that we had previously worked with and see what we can do. Oh, this will be fun because I'm going to tear it. All right. Okay, do I want the number there? No. It's all good. Now I just have to figure out where. See, there's really not a lot of measuring, and it's whatever measuring you want to do. So I might make mine 3.25, and you might decide to make yours 4.5. It kind of just depends. You got to know that Cousin Russ and I were so excited to have somebody be interested in preserving their family history. Okay, we need a little more off. It's not quite right. I will tell you, when I got into paper crafting and I decided to buy these Tim Holtz scissors, they are much better for doing long straight lines without your having to pull up your paper cutter or anything like that. I don't know why. They just are very straight. And believe me, being a quilter, I think of things like rotary cutters, stuff like that, which I don't want to have to deal with. Let's get this the right way. All right, we're ready to put the glue on it. Where's my paper? Here it is. So Diane is planning to make one little journal to go with one of the funeral cards. Then she's going to record her mother telling a story about her recollections of that particular person and transcribe that in these little books. And she says she has a lot of family memorabilia at home that she also wants to incorporate. She liked the idea of the steamer trunk. I suppose I could go into business selling steamer trunks to crazy folks who want to share their family history. All right, so that is it. I mean, I can't believe I did it. Nothing left to say but happy family tree climbing, everybody, and journaling and card making. That's a wrap.